everyone, it's Allie, aka Some Catholic Chick, and welcome to my channel. Today, I thought it would be fun to discuss a topic that there's a little bit of argument over. There's not really a clear answer of what the answer should be. That question is it sinful for a person to wear a bikini as opposed to a one-piece? So the idea for this video came a couple months ago when I was preparing to go to confession. I was preparing to confess my sins to a priest, and I was just looking online for an examination of conscience, and I came across an article written by a priest, which of course now that I'm looking for it, I can't find it now, so I don't know what the heck happened to it. But I remember that this priest was talking about things that people should confess, but a lot of people don't think about, maybe they forget, or maybe they just don't really think it's a sin. Wearing leggings as pants was one of those things, which there could be a whole other video on that. The morality of wearing leggings as pants, or just should leggings be worn as pants at all? Some people could really go off on that, but we're not gonna do that today. But one of the other points was that this priest in particular thought that wearing bikinis is a sinful thing, it's immodest, and it's something that should be confessed in confession. However, the priest did say that although this was his opinion, he said that a lot of priests, if you told that to them in confession, like,
hey, I wore a bikini, just putting that out there, never want to do it again, I want to be forgiven.
Most priests will say, they might be like, oh haha, like that's not really a sin. Don't really worry about that. And they might ask more questions about the reasons for it. And that's kind of what this whole video is about. Is it a black and white answer? Is it yes, wearing bikinis is sinful, or no, wearing bikinis is not sinful? Or is there something in the middle? Does it depend on other things? I personally think it does. I'll talk more about that in a little bit, but that is what this video is going to be about. But big disclaimer before I get any farther into the video, just want to put it out there that I created this video to kind of explain my life as someone in their late 20s, someone that's a young adult, a millennial, trying to get through this kind of crazy, chaotic, sinful world as a Catholic. It's not always easy. I know a lot of other people share the same struggles, trying to fit in, while also trying to stick to their Christian and Catholic roots and morals. It's hard, so that's why I created this channel. I am not personally a theologian. I don't have degrees in theology, but I have been Catholic my entire life. I did go from kindergarten through college at Catholic school, and I'm always trying to learn and grow in my faith. So that's where I'm coming from, more as like a sister or friend than like someone telling you what to do. In any of these videos, I'm 100% not trying to tell you what to do with your life, or in this case, what to wear in your life. These are just my thoughts, my opinions, and I will of course be sharing other people's opinions as well. And you might actually be one of those people, because yesterday on my Instagram, I thought it would be fun to ask you guys, what do you think about this situation? Is it sinful to wear bikinis? And I made it like an answer that you can actually write stuff, and boy did people write some stuff. So I just want to quickly read through these answers to kind of give you an idea of what other people think about this topic, and there definitely was not like one clear answer, that's for sure. All right, so I'll throw them up on the screen as well. Scooch over a little bit so I have room, but I'll just kind of read through them so you guys can get an idea. It says, nope, I've seen one pieces that are worse than many bikinis. No, not necessarily. No, but if the intention is to cause sinful thoughts, or if it shows excessive skin, yes. As a male, I think it is possible to wear a bikini and still be respectful to modesty with proper coverages and behaviors. I think it can be. It depends on how much coverage there is and your body type. My short answer is yes. No. It depends on the person's intentions and if they have a well-formed conscience. This is from my brother. I won't call out anyone else, but my brother. Seriously, is this an Amish account? Just joking, but his answer would be no, he doesn't think it's sinful. Yes, there's no modesty there, and then no. I almost missed a message too. This one was actually in my inbox, not on like the survey thing because it was longer. This is from my friend Mel. She said, I think it depends. What is the why behind it? Are you wearing it and wearing one that shows too much to attract the wrong kind of attention? Or are you wearing a more modest one because it's too dang hot out and you feel confident in it? That's my answer. What is your why behind it? And would you be comfortable with what you're wearing in public if God was physically right next to you? There really is quite a range. A lot of people are in the middle, it seems like, where they say it depends. And personally, that's how I feel, and I'll talk a little bit more about that later. And I will just say too, I didn't like deep dive for hours into this topic, but I did look online quickly, and there were a couple different like Reddit threads and Ask Quora threads where people were asking the same question. And I'll throw a few of them up here now, the answers, but basically it seems that the consensus from all of those things was very similar to the consensus on my Instagram, in that there is no consensus. People all have different ideas and opinions. Before I kind of summarize my thoughts, I do want to share some clips from a video I came across. It's from Jackie Francois. She did a video for Life Teen, which, if you don't know, is an organization that does a lot of like ministry type videos that my church personally has used many different times. Great organization, does a wonderful job, I think, like simplifying different matters for a high school audience. I thought about just kind of like trying to summarize Jackie's video, but she says everything so well, I think, so I will just show some clips here. But of course, I'll link the video down below so you can check out the full thing.
You know, when it comes to bikinis, some people are like, dude, it is the same thing as bra and underwear. And you're like, dude, no, it's not. See, I'm from California, so we say dude. And so I want you to think of this analogy. If your parents were, you know, playing poker, or maybe your dad was playing poker downstairs with his guy friends, you know, in their 30s, 40s, 50s, and you were upstairs in your bra and underwear, would you come down, like maybe if you want to get like milk or something from the fridge, and you're like, ew, no, gross. Like, I don't want my dad's friends to see me in my bra and underwear. Well, then my question is, well, what about when you're at the beach and you're wearing a bikini? It's kind of the same thing. And you're like, well, Jackie, but I want my guy friend to notice me, like my cute boyfriend to notice me. Well, guess what? He's gonna notice you, but so are all the other guys on the beach. We all wanna be known, but for what reason? Do we wanna be known for our sexual attributes, you know, for what we look like, our outer appearance? Or do we wanna be known for who we are? Do we wanna attract those kind of guys who are gonna objectify us and look at us for our outer appearance? Or do we want a guy who loves us for us? I kind of have a rule, you know, say no to crack here and back here. Well, actually say no to all kinds of crack, you know, crack of dawn, crack, and then those kind of cracks. And just that's a general rule of modesty. Why? Because we don't want guys to see us for our parts, because we are not parts. We are a human being. We are a whole person. And we should want to be loved for everything we are, for the beauty of God that, you know, He's created us as His daughters.
Okay, so after watching Jackie's video, doing some other research, thinking about what some of you guys said, what other people have said online, I've kind of come up with my own opinion. Again, I'm not a theologian. This is just what kind of makes the most sense to me and kind of how I will be moving forward with this topic. So basically, I will just say, first of all, I think it is too simple to say bikinis bad, one piece is good. Maybe that's how it used to be, like bikinis were just naturally the skimpier outfits and one pieces were able to keep you well covered. But most of us know that's just not really how it works anymore, especially since one pieces have kind of come back in style. So while you can, of course, have some very skimpy bikinis, little string bikinis that barely cover anything, you can have one pieces that are the same way. I've seen one pieces that are super plunging, barely cover any of the chest, and show all your butt cheeks, have big cutouts in them. There's like less fabric than a lot of two pieces, right? So it's just too simple to say bikini's bad, one piece is good. I think when you're choosing a swimsuit, you have to think about how it's cut. Like, for example, I do personally have one bikini. I usually just wear it for tanning, or if I'm like in the hot tub with my husband, because I am not a super body confident person. I don't really feel comfortable wearing bikinis out. For me, it's not because I think bikinis are a sin, it's more because of my comfort. But even for me, that one bikini that I have, they are high-waisted bikini bottoms. There's full coverage on the butt. It's not a thong or anything like that. And the top is very much like a sports bra. You can't see any crack, as Jackie Francois would say, and I think that's kind of a good way to think about. Are you showing crack in the front and the back? And if you are, you might want to rethink that choice. So to simplify, I would have to agree with Jackie. Just think about covering the crack in the front and the crack in the back. those are probably the best guidelines for you when you're thinking about what kind of swimsuit to buy, whether it's a bikini or a one piece. And I also did really like what Jackie said about if you would feel uncomfortable being around your dad's friends or just anyone in your bra and underwear, and you're wearing a bikini that is just as revealing or even more revealing, why are you more comfortable wearing that around those people? You just kind of have to think about it in that way. And I like what my friend Melanie said too about, would you be comfortable if Jesus was like right there? Would he approve of what you're wearing? Or your grandma? A lot of people use that analogy. And also I think aside from just figuring out the cut of a swimsuit, you have to think about your intention. Why are you wearing the swimsuit in the first place? Are you wearing it to go in the water as swimsuits were intended for, or maybe even just to get a tan in your backyard? Or are you wearing it so that guy over there checks you out, so people compliment you on your appearance? Only you and God really know your intention, so you have to decide that for yourself. And also I think in this world of social media, we have to think too about the pictures we're taking, right? I don't think it is inherently sinful or vain to post a picture in a swimsuit. I've posted pictures in my swimsuits. It's usually me with my arm around my husband or my siblings or my family, and the purpose of the picture is to capture a memory. However, in this Instagram age, it's very common for people to take very model-like photos in different outfits, and a lot of people do that in swimsuits. And again, it all comes back to intention, I think. Are you posting that picture so people compliment you on your body, or what? Only you know again. And of course, I will fully admit, as humans, myself very much included, we all want to be admired, we all want to be complimented, but we have to think about how we want to be admired and complimented. Do we just want to be admired for our bodies, or do we want to be admired for our souls, for how we live our lives and how we treat people? For me at least, even though it's something I have to remind myself a lot, it's what's inside, of course, that truly matters. And we all know that deep down, but we have to remind ourselves a lot, right? And just big sister moment here, if you are a younger girl or even an older woman and you want to wear a certain swimsuit to get the attention of guys, do you really want someone to be attracted to you only for your body, or do you want them to be attracted to you for your personality and how you treat people? Just something to think about. Again, I am not a theologian. I can't tell you what to do by any means, but I just wanted to kind of have this conversation. And I wanted to close with an excerpt from a letter I found from a bishop in Texas. He might not even still be the bishop. This is from 2006, but I think it's still relevant, of course. I won't read this whole thing because it was kind of long, but I'll link it down below, and I'll just read part of it that I think is pretty important. So this was on the Feast of the Body and Blood of Christ, June 18th, 2006. He said, "Dear brothers and sisters, as the hot weather has descended on us and we are in summertime or vacation time, it is appropriate to speak of modesty of dress. To live our daily faith as children of God, baptism, disciples of Jesus, and temples of the Holy Spirit, we are faced with moral choices constantly, many times a day. Conscience can either make a right judgment in accordance with reason and the divine law, or on the contrary, an erroneous judgment that departs from them. Dressing or putting on one's clothes is a moral act, and wearing them is a moral act. There are different appropriate modes of dress for different occasions, e.g. in the privacy of our home, with our spouse only, or with our children in our home, at work or school, in mixed company, at the lake or swimming pool, grocery shopping, at church, etc. The road to modesty starts with the purification of the heart. Out of the heart comes evil thoughts, murder, adultery, fornication. Matthew 15:19. Bible beginners should be encouraged to get the basic overview of Jesus' teaching by starting with the Beatitudes in Matthew 5. Part of the essence of that teaching is a wholesome, orthodox, first-hand appreciation of God's plan for our sexuality, its sacredness, its fulfillment in marriage, its place in family, church, and world. Purity requires modesty, an integral part of temperance. Modesty protects the intimate center of the person. It means refusing to unveil what should remain hidden. Modesty is decency. It inspires one's choice of clothing. It is discreet. Christian purity requires a purification of the social climate. It requires of the communications media that their presentations show concern for respect and restraint. Yes, we can help the devil in many ways, including the way we dress. In the act of contrition, we promise to avoid the near occasion of sin. St. Paul writes about provoking another. Sincerely in Christ, most Reverend John W. Yanta, Bishop of Amarillo, Texas. So hopefully this video was helpful to you in some ways, maybe gave you something to think about. I'd love to hear your opinion down below. And let me know if there are any other topics you want me to kind of do a little bit of research on, give my opinion on. Again, not a theologian, but I think this could be a fun little segment on my channel. Thank you guys so much for watching, and make sure to give me a big thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't joined my little family yet. And if you have any other video suggestions for me to do, I'd love to hear them. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!